I saw a tweet yesterday where someone said they opened up a box of Vendetta, and as happy as they were to be able to get things at MSRP, they were really upset that the contents of their £110 box was like £15. And I just feel people in the TCG space, either if you're investing, collecting, playing, rip and shipping, doing some degenerate online rip things, whatever it is, the thing is, people do not want to accept this is gambling. Even buying sealed boxes, people will convince themselves. They'll be like, oh, sealed always goes up. It doesn't always go up. But they'll convince themselves that sealed always goes up. This is like, not gambling. This is not my money being put somewhere. As long as the contents of whatever you're buying is randomized and it has monetary value, it will be gambling. If me and you open the same box and the contents are different and they have monetary value, it is gambling. I think people need to learn and accept that. Now, how do you go about that? Luckily, I don't have the gambling gene. I would rip packs as a kid, and I remember one really, really visceral moment that stuck with me. It was all the way back when foils used to have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I got a pack, my brother got a pack, my uncle got a pack as well. He was only 5 years older than me. And everyone ripped their packs. And them two, they got like hollows. I don't remember what card it is. They got like cool hollows. And I got nothing. And I had saved money for that. I had saved up like £4 to buy a pack. And yeah, that's not much. But like I was a kid. So that was like a week's worth of saving. And it gutted me. And I think it hit me so strongly in my core that going forward, I did not want to open packs. I've been playing TCGs since a kid. And I have almost exclusively bought singles for the purpose of building my decks. Will I open a few packs here and there? 100%. You should open packs for fun. You should open packs as like a social thing. You should open packs for the purpose of having fun. The act of opening the pack, that should be where the most of the fun comes from. The content should be, oh, it's nice to have. Those should be bonuses. Now, I'm not talking about this for no reason. I want to talk about Vendetta specifically and Riftbound as a whole. Now, as me and you, if you've been playing Riftbound, you know that alt arts are really, really undervalued, in my opinion. I feel like if an alt art is one in every, 12 packs, you get 2 in a booster box. That's like, 60 quid's worth of packs you have to open before you get one? It makes no sense for some of them to be selling as cheap as they are. But that's because the collector market isn't really here yet. Yes, people have moved into Riftbound, but they're trying to approach it from like an investor perspective or like a high-end collector perspective. The things people are buying are signed over number cards, and they're buying promos from like old things like the 2025 Worlds bundles, the Irelia Lunar Revel bundles, and the Arcane things, because these people see the value in it. And if someone sees the value in it, it's much easier to get other people to see the value in things. So expected value for a brand new set is obviously going to be low, especially when you only make money if you hit a showcase, which is 1 in every 3 boxes, or you hit a signed over number showcase, which I believe is 1 in every 12 boxes. And I've been seeing posts of Vendetta openings, and people are like, I do not like how this is seeded. Some people are getting 2 signed over number showcase cards in a case, where others are getting none. And I understand that can feel really, really jarring as a customer. But the main thing we need to understand and establish is when you are opening packs, you're taking a risk, you have to accept your gambling, and you can't approach this like, this will make me money. Just think about it mathematically. If opening a box guaranteed you money most of the time, not even all the time, over 50% of the time, and this applies to everyone, how does this business function? How does this work? How does Riot's ecosystem work? It's designed like this for you to lose money. And that's okay, because it's gambling. But how do we see the value in it? How do we see this and be like, how can I make money off this? How can I collect value off this? How can I get in the chase cards I want and either sell them, hold them in my personal collection, use them later down the line to vend them, grade them, whatever you want to do. And I think we do this, and I've been doing this by developing taste. I've got every single exclusive bundle they've released outside of the Ivan one that's coming out. And going forward, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the exclusives as easy as I have been. I didn't have to compete with anyone. It was so easy. I would go into the Riot website and they would be like, here you go. I could have gone on eBay and bought some more Worlds bundles. But at the time, I didn't want to put too much money into Riftbound. I was approaching it cautiously. And I knew it needed to establish the player base first, which I think is solidifying. when you look at how people approach the game, and you look at people on social media, they talk about how they go to the Nexus Nights, they're going to pre-rifts. I think Vendetta pre-rifts had the most sign-ups I've ever seen for any pre-rift ever. So I genuinely see the interest in Riftbound going up. I see my IRLs posting about it. They'll just be like, "Oh, look at this sick card I got. Oh, of course, this is a good card." And I'm like, yeah, this is a great card. You should be having fun. If you're opening packs and you're getting cool cards you like, if you're seeing a champion that you played in League of Legends, recognized from Arcane, you should be having fun. This is great. I think the value proposition, in my opinion, is that eventually people will realize that these alt arts that are one in every 12 packs have no business costing less than a booster pack. I just approach it mathematically, and I think Pokemon is similar. How can you open a pack and you pull an IR and then want that illustration rare to cost less than the value of the cost of opening a pack? Let me just give you a scenario, right? Me and you, we both buy a booster pack of Vendetta, okay? I open an alt art and you don't, and we both paid the same price. Who do you think won out of that pack battle? I won, right? So in what universe does a reward, something that's a chase in the experience of opening packs, cost less than the pack itself? It makes no sense. And I don't think it's happened with Vendetta yet. But when you look at Origins, you can already see on eBay, people are buying up Ari alt arts, the Coven skin. People are buying up Timo alt arts. People are buying up Lee Sin alt arts. People are buying up Jinx alt arts and Misfortune alt arts. They're buying these up because they assume these are really, really recognizable characters. These skins, these splashes, these are actually quite recognizable. People will be fans of these. Let me scoop these up while they only cost £1 to £2. Obviously, the prices have gone up. The Ari one is like, what, 20 quid now? Which is insane, because I remember people at my locals were like, I will bundle this in if you just throw in like an extra few quid, because I just want to get rid of these alt arts. Now, Ari, I don't think was even the playable one. I also want to mention how, because it's like this, and we've already seen cards go up in value, I think the upward potential is much higher than the downward potential. And I say it like this. There's an Azir card, I haven't checked today, but I was on TCG Player. It was an Altar Azir, and it's not the one that Azir players usually run in their deck. I don't know what skin it is. It looked like an evil dark space skin. I'm not completely sure, but it looked cool, and it was an Altar. And so many of them are going for like £1 to £2. A common or a rare card in Riftbound, like the Swain from Vendetta, and that's new. Or let's talk about Ferris Forerunner, okay, because that's been out for a while. Those go for like 50p, right? And it's a rare. And I think there's like, you're almost like, I think you're guaranteed a rare or an epic in like every pack. I think a rare is every pack, and I think an epic is every 3 packs. Either way, if you open a box of Vendetta, whatever it is, you're going to be finding a lot more epics and rares than you are going to be finding, no, not epics and rares, you're going to be finding a lot more rares and uncommons than you are going to be finding epics. There's no way that something that is that common should cost so much, like it should be so close price-wise to a semi-chase. It is way more likely, in my opinion, that this Azir that costs £1, it might not anymore, but let's just be hypothetical, let's work together here. This £1 Azir, I think it's so much more likely that it could go up in price because other people can be convinced that, hey, I actually see the value in this and I think it's undervalued. I think it's underpriced because the value is here and the price is here. That's where like capital is made, by the way. So what are people gonna do? They're gonna, oh wait, it's way more likely for this to go up than it is for it to go down. And eventually, these sets will stop being printed. I think Origins will be printed the most because it has all the staples. It has the stack decks, it has the Dazzling Auroras, it has the bait hooks, it has the Thousand-Tailed Watchers, it has even the Poros, it has like everything that people use. Spirit Forged, Unleashed, Vendetta, I do not think they will get print as much, but I do think when they drop in price, if you're a sealed collector, if you're hunting alt art, this is the time to pounce. When people have so much that they just want to get rid of it. They want to get rid of it and they want to fuel their pack ripping addiction. Oh, I need to open packs. That's when you go in and you're like, this altar, I know it's 1 in every 12 packs and you're selling it for the price of a singular pack. And it's an iconic champion, a champion that maybe means something to me, or I know means something to a lot of people. I feel like there are some champions in Riftbound and League of Legends as a whole that Pokemon investors and One Piece investors might not understand. Like, I think with One Piece, people really like Nami, Robin, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. They don't even like all the Straw Hats, but they really like these guys because they're like, oh, these are the hot girls and these are the characters we watch all the time. They're always on our screen. But League of Legends is completely different. You could be a Xerath main since you were like 14. And to you, this is like your BBL RE, your Pikachu, everything combined. Because you have such a personal attachment to this character. For me, it's Leona and Blitzcrank. I love those characters. They're like my go-to supports. I played Thresh for a while as well. But they have such a strong hold on me that someone else might not. And I think this is how Riftbound is going to be different from One Piece. I think it'll be a bit like Pokemon, where instead of having so many Gen 1ers dominate the pricing schemes and how everything is priced, it'll instead be much more fair. I do think newer champions are going to have smaller fan bases, but when we talk about older champions that have been out for 10 years at least, people are going to see those and be like, I've put so many hours into those. I have so many iconic moments with this champion, whether it was with ARAM, whether I was doing some eagle that dumped me, whatever it was, this champion meant something to me. I would happily pay a decent price for a skin that means something to me. And you just need to understand that this is how I think players will approach Riftbound. I mean, collectors will approach Riftbound. I think a lot of people will not play it, but they will spend so much on these skins, on these artworks, on these pins, on all these things for this champion that means something to them, that they would just like to have the card, even if they never play it. Because this champion means something to me. This Xerath that everyone hates to play against if they're really, really good or finds annoying or whatever, it means something to me because I've just sunk in so many hours. It's such a personal thing to me. And I think that's how people need to approach Riftbound. I think it doesn't matter too much if everyone likes the RE. Yeah, everyone's gonna like the RE. You put like a hot fox girl in like revealing clothing, like dudes, like girls are gonna think it's cute, guys are gonna think it's hot, and it's gonna be like, oh, look at my store, I got this, it's rare. This, if the narrative is already being sold, it's not too late, but it's like, people are wising up to this. People are aware of this. People know what's happening here. Oh, this is what we're allowed to think is cool. Whereas when you look at alt art, the narrative hasn't been sold yet. People haven't been told, wait, hang on, this is kind of a cool card. I think, and you can tell a lot of people don't fully understand League of Legends and the history behind some characters. Because someone was like, someone was at my pre-riff, they pulled the set SP, and they were like, man, I really don't, I really wish I got like a girl character, at least Sona or something. And I'm just thinking to myself, as a dude, you know how cool set is to use? You know how nice it feels to just walk up and just bully people in lane? As a guy, that is a fun character to use, but I understand why people don't see the appeal of him, because when you see him in Riftbound, and this is your only exposure to the Riot IP, you just see this stupid, like, muscular fox person, or whatever he was, I think it's like half, but you just see this guy and you're like, well, I don't really care for this. But if you're a player, you're like, oh my god, this is set, dude. He was notorious in the top lane. It means something to me. So I'm gonna wrap up the video, but I just really think that you need to understand that price can sometimes be here and value can be here. And if you've developed taste and you understand what it is we're buying, you can see the value while the price is still down here. Whereas when you look at cards and champions like Ari, Teemo, it's so much easier for the value to be here and the price to be here because everyone is aware that, oh, this is the thing we need to like. Whereas undervalued champions and alt arts for cards and characters that you know people are going to have some sort of sentimental attachment to, just because it hasn't been sold, the narrative hasn't been sold yet, doesn't mean it's not going to go up. I really think if this RE alt art that no one cared about can go from like 5 quid to 20 quid, I don't know how much it costs in a slab, but if that can go up in price, why can't your Azir go up in price? You know? Okay, maybe not Azir. Why not a different female character? Why not Karma? You know? Why not Soraka? Okay, I don't think those have all odds. That was a bad example. Why not Diana? Why can't she go up? She has so much lore. She fights with the love of her life. It's a complex story. Her and oh my god, I completely forgot the name. And it was my most used champion. Shield lady. Go in, hit E, stun, Leona. Like there's such a rich tapestry of lore that these new people are not exposed to, and once they're exposed to it, once they're wising up, the value for you has always been here, but for them it's still down here because they don't understand. But once they understand, once they see some of the narratives, suddenly I see this is so cool. I'm willing to pay this price because I think this champion, this skin, this context being sold here is cool, and then the price will gradually go up. Be smart. Approach this like a fan of League of Legends, not a tourist, not someone who's like, everyone is buying BBLREs, I need to buy BBLREs. I'll catch you guys next time.